Chamberlain, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe. The Big Voice, KWTN, 100.9 FM, Nebraska, the official radio station of the Winnebago tribe.
KWTN 100.9 FM. Welcome everybody to Winnebago Talks as we get kind of situated here. And this is season 3, episode 6, joined in the studio by MC BKC, also Brian Chamberlain, the W.I.N editor, myself, I'm DJ Guaranteed, also the communications, all these aliases and stuff, you know?
A lot of hats definitely get worn. Absolutely.
So, I'm going to be producing today's show, kind of switching roles here. Bethany is out sick, and so if you guys want to wish her some well wishes, we are monitoring the Facebook and the live stream. So if you guys can hear us, or if you guys can see us, and if there's something, kind of some issues going on and stuff, let us know, because this is my first time kind of in the driver's seat. I'm gonna try to be like DJ Bethany, man. She's all over the place, kind of like that lady off of, what is it, Monsters Inc. has all those tentacles and kind of just
definitely
switching everywhere and stuff. So nonetheless here, but we have a great show in store for you today. One of the things that we wanted to discuss is that we are going to give away some VIP table packages to the King and Queen of the Hill that's going to be taking place this weekend at Fort Randall Casino. And all you had to do is comment what that... who was your favorite boxer of all time? Yes. It could be local, it could be national, someone prominent, and I think we had about maybe 15 people submit, so good chances. Make sure you stay tuned for that. We have Ho Chunk Renaissance coming over, talking about the Wobo Kitty contest.
Yes.
Have you had any yet?
I have not yet this year. I've seen it, unfortunately, but I did not get a piece. So hopefully sometime soon. Hint. So maybe we'll have to hit up the contest and say, I'm here to officially judge.
I think actually there's some details on that. Let me try to pull that up if I can.
Yeah.
And there's a flyer out there, but it only takes $1 and you get to taste test.
Oh, I'm there.
Yeah. So after Winnebago Talks, we're going to head on over there and do that. We also have...
And that's our show, not...
All right, see you guys.
Thanks for joining us. They're real fired up.
We got the Youth Crisis Intervention Center. Yep. They have a great event that's going to be... It has been rescheduled a couple times, but we're going to talk about that. And then also some trainings coming up for the good folks out there. Appreciate Cisco the Kid. Says, looks good, sounds good thus far.
Okay.
I like thus.
Thusly.
Do we have a joke of the day?
I can think of one. Hold on. So, not right out the gate. But
all right.
I know. I was wondering a little bit if we had the background music a little too low or too. I don't know.
I think last time it was a little too loud. Because I was out of the office that day and stuff, but. Nonetheless, so we'll get into it. Winnebago in the news. You wear many hats here.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't know me, my name is Brian Chamberlain. I'm the editor for the Winnebago in the News here at the radio station MCBKC. And so the Winnebago in the News is printed bi-weekly. And so our new issue will be coming out this Saturday. So we're actually in the final processes of putting it together. The deadline is technically today. Mm-hmm. So if you have something to get in, you do have a couple more hours, but we really ask that you don't push the deadline because the layout gets set and we want to make sure that we have room for everybody that wants to put stuff in. But at the same time, if you didn't see our issue last time around, it was the powwow issue, of course, the 158th annual homecoming celebration, celebrating the return of Chief Little Priest and the Company A Scouts. That celebration was held, and we featured a lot of photographs, a lot of pictures. We had the winners list from all of the contests, as well as some of the other activities that was happening. The Winnebago Tribal Council hosted one of the state senators from the Nebraska unicameral. Senator Jane Raybould was in town. She addressed the crowd on Friday and also spoke about a lot of the other indigenous activities that she is involved in.
Yeah.
Because she is a staunch supporter of what the tribes need. It isn't just, of course, for the Winnebago people, which she has been a tremendous help with. But she spoke about how she's talking about the water rights and the water issues related to all of the tribes, as well as rural Nebraska in general. It doesn't have to be just, tribal people, but so many different things happening. She was integral in helping us pass one of the major bills that actually occurred in recent years, LB 1288, which provides a remedy to the Nebraska state system because it did not exist, to where if a tribal court judge issues an EPC, an emergency protective custody order, that the state of Nebraska can now recognize that, because tribal people across the state, it wasn't just us, although we did push, to make sure it happened.
Well, let me ask you a question. EPC, what's that stand for?
Emergency protective custody.
So like if somebody is trying to harm themselves or
yes,
something?
mental health crisis, or even a health crisis in certain kinds of ways where the court has to get involved. Previously, there was no remedy. The state, it wasn't that they were just outright refusing, that they just didn't have the legal authority to recognize that. So it basically tied together the pieces that needed to be tied together. It provided it provided the administration of the state with a mechanism that it could actually provide the services that were very much needed and very much necessary in these emergency situations for tribal people across the state. So, and of course, Senator Raybould, Senator Ray from Omaha, as well as a contingency of others all across the state came together. And they were able to provide that.
I didn't get to follow up. I missed the last Winnebago Talks episode and stuff, but I want to talk about powwow a little bit.
Okay.
There was a whole slew of stuff that happened, and it was amazing. We had some weather come in on Sunday, but the other time, year before, man, you talk about some detrimental heat. This year was it was
July.
Right, definitely.
It's not going to be freezing. So,
but Winnebagus donates to the Winnebago Veterans Association.
Yes, they did. Yeah, we also featured that. We were out there just following one of the flag raising events. I believe that was on Friday and maybe a Saturday. I can't remember now because time is going by so fast with so many other things. But the general manager of Winnebagus, Mr. Tom Teasdale, he was on site following the family's breakfast, the family that did flag raising that day. They held a breakfast, and following that, the commander for the Winnebago Veterans Association, Mr. Gordon Rave, he was also on site because it was flag raising, and they did a check presentation, and exactly like you said, they donated $5,000 from the casino to the vets.
Wow.
And it was a very good thing because immediately, Gordon's a jokester and stuff. He said, well, now maybe we can finally, and he was serious, get new ropes for the flags. He said, because we really need them. And I was like, oh yeah. So there's a lot of good stuff that's going to be happening with that. So thank you very much.
Do you know the tally of how many flags were raised?
I do not.
I wonder what it was. How many poles do they have?
Well, they also have multiple ropes, to hang on the poles that are around the arena. So before, back in the day, it used to be just be one for one, but now there's two on each one, and they fill them up. Of course, the main pole, and those are featured, in the program, and the individual families take on that responsibility because they usually host breakfast. And all of the days that they were out there, because each one of the families did host a breakfast, man, they really did a kick-butt job. I got to say that because they were prepared. Because I've seen them in the past, because a long time ago, flag raising was pretty sparsely attended. The veterans were there doing their job, doing the good thing and all that kind of stuff. But now, I was like, wow, there's a crowd. And so then they served breakfast to everyone. They had so much that, of course, they were even giving it away at the end. It's like, so.
That's good.
Very good. Very, very good. But a ton of flags. Ton of flags.
Let's see.
Beautiful sight.
What else do we have in Al Martin? I think he retired from Little Priest.
I heard that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to attend his actual retirement event and stuff like that, but I am an alumnus of Little Priest Tribal College, and he was there when I was, and that was at the turn of the century. dancer.
Wow.
Yeah,
There
so
he
it's
is,
like
yeah.
he was, I
Happy
don't know how
retirement.
many years he actually ended
He's a
up
science
doing.
teacher, right?
Yes, among
Wow.
other things. Yep.
Are they going to name the new building after him?
I don't know. Maybe that could be a good suggestion.
Wow, speaking of that,
So
Little Priest Tribal College, they're open for fall enrollment.
yes.
And then, so if you want to register for class, make sure you check them out now. We'll get somebody up here to talk about that. But
Yeah.
they're also having a welcome sign unveiling today at noon.
Yes.
And a lunch is going to be served. So if you guys want to come on up and check
a lot of
witness
stuff
history,
happening today specifically. Yep, exactly that.
that welcome sign should be up there for 200 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe.
Well, I believe it's made out of stone, is it not?
Is it really?
It looks like it if it's not. So they got some really nice looking non-stone if it's not, but it looks like it's made out of stone.
So we have some pictures that you also
Yes,
posted from.
absolutely. Myself and Tyler Snake, our office manager and circulation manager, she was also out there. We were snapping photographs all throughout the weekend over all of the various activities, and of course, we got a lot of good feedback. No shade to anyone's event, but man, the Iron Woman contest on Thursday night to kick off the events, that was probably a lot of people's just like wow factor.
The Ho Chunk applique, the
Yes.
woodland style, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? There was a discussion I seen online too, and maybe we can ask the big voices to kind of weigh in, but they were talking about, you know, making sure all your regalia is in place,
Yeah.
and it comes back to traditions, and you learn the history of the dances and stuff, you know, and I think that was a pretty good discussion. You know, there was a lot of good things that were kind of taking place
Yeah.
in that discussion, but there was some negative comments, you know, and without controversy, there was some people kind of criticizing that maybe the women shouldn't wear makeup. And so
Really?
you kind of get into that discussion and stuff.
Okay.
So I was wondering like what people thought about that in Powell Country, you know, because we're right in the middle of Powell Country. It's becoming an end pretty soon, but our powwow season, I should say, right?
Ish, yeah. We're still in August, so we'll push October, November.
Yeah, yep. There's a lot of powwows still coming out.
I don't know. Maybe, you know, I guess maybe you shouldn't be out there Tammy Faye. You know, it's like if you don't know who that is, because I'm old, you know, Tammy Faye Baker, of course, was the entire Maybelline department on her face at one time. You know, do you remember those T-shirts? I ran into Tammy Faye at the mall, and it was like a bunch of smeared makeup. But anyway, maybe not that, but at the same time, I think a lot of ladies or people that wear makeup would understand, you know, you're going to be out there sweating, so you probably wouldn't want a lot anyway.
Yeah. And then they were talking about make sure you have certain beads and stuff. And then they were like, okay, wow, that was with the colonial contact. You know what I mean? What did we do before we had beads? I mean, if you want to be tradition, and it's a good discussion here,
yes,
that
it
we
is.
should maybe have and bring in some powwow dancers to see what they say. But
True, yes.
you know, it's modifying, and I think it's a good thing. But at the same time, you know, the reason behind those dances and stuff too is very important.
Yeah, a lot of that, and of course, regalia does change. A lot of people don't realize that. You know, it is. I hate to use this word with it, but it does fit, and because it does apply, the regalia does have a fashion trend. And because, like what you've seen, when I was a young boy, I remember very specifically that the men's traditional dancers usually had these really large, like, poofy fur things around their lower ankles and stuff. You don't see that at all anymore. And because then they're also the size of the bells that they used and stuff were quite large. And maybe that's just, you know, what was available at the time, because I remember when we did our interview with Ruby, she said you put on everything shiny and colorful that you could, and that became your regalia, you know, and things were different, you know.
Right. There was a time where we couldn't dance.
Yeah, well, and to that point also, but at the same time, the fashion part of it does change, because you also see, like, especially in the women's regalia, I've seen it to where it's like straight out colors of broadcloth. Of course, the color differences come in, and, you know, at one time, I remember it was very much primary color oriented. You'd seen a lot of blue, yellow, and red.
Yeah.
You know, and now and then it moves back and forth between jewel. I'm just saying, you know, it moves.
Right.
So.
And it's a good thing. I mean, the main
I
thing
think
is
so.
that you go out there, and I didn't really have a chance to kind of soak up the powwow this year. Last year, I was the master of ceremonies, and it was just like you're immersed in that.
Yeah.
And this year, I kind of stepped back and kind of helped out with the communications live stream.
Yeah.
We got some data to report for that, too. It's very exciting. But I did manage to catch in a couple intertribals with my son and my daughter. It was hot, but I was like, all right, I think I even had my camera bag on or something like that. But the music was phenomenal this year. You know what I mean? It was really good.
At the same time, I gotta say, you know, there were a few glitches here and there, as there always are, because you're doing basically a live concert, you know, and the powwow is out there as a musical event, and of course, you know, I don't want to call it that, but you have to deal with it logistically in that way. But the sound quality was top notch across the board, because I've been to a few other events, and it was like the speakers were coming from the stage, which was the announcer's stand. And I was like, wow, when you're on the other side of the arena, you're getting a lag, you know, you're getting an echo, and you're getting, you know, some other kind of things. And it was kind of, in my opinion, it was detrimental for the dancers, because the beat was different depending on where you're standing. And it's like, wow. So if you're looking at it, of course, you're seeing them kind of move in different ways. But if you're standing with that, you know, I mean, I'm just saying, so the sound quality was top notch. And then also, like you said, the video representation was good across the board. And I'm glad we were able to cover everything.
Yeah,
because flag raising was covered, as well as, you know, all of the sessions, even the specials in between. It was great coverage all the way across the board. So good job, everybody.
For sure. Well, just real quick here, we have kind of an update here. It is Winnebago Talks. So as you know, the enrollment department notice of hours of change has been in there. Starting August 1st, hours are 8 a.m. to 4:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then closed to the public Thursday and Friday. So if you're trying to get a hold of them, this is walk-in traffic. Now, if you need to email them and then also call them, they're in the office, but they're trying to, you know, get everything ready for enrollment and whatnot and stuff. So there's a lot of research that has to be done. We did pose a question of the issue, telling us about your highlights from the 158 and what are they, and you know, so make sure you go to the W.I.N, Winnebago in the News, WinnebagoTribe.com. Check it on out, and it's right there. I like Kevin's act. You know, I wrote a book. Kevin just said, I think his is crickets, right? Yeah. He didn't submit his answer. He got
snagged, and so he wasn't able to reply. So.
There you go. That's good job, Kevin. Nonetheless, we're going to get into our first guest. We'd like to bring YCIC on up here. Come on up. And we have some great information to present here. We'll get her mic'd up and kind of go from there. But in the meantime, between time, if you guys can help us on out and let us know if you're tuning in. Also, let us know if you're interested in going into that King and Queen of the Hill at Fort Randall, because we have a certain amount of names. We're going to do the wheel of names, and we're going to draw here today to see who's going to be the winner. It's a VIP package. That's cool. It's up to 10 tickets, and it's like front row seats. So
very nice.
Very nice. All right, go ahead and give us your introduction.
I'm Marcy Tilley. I'm the assessment specialist at YCIC.
And Marcy, what do you have coming up?
We have a back-to-school Minion-themed carnival that we've had to move a few times, but we're excited, and hopefully we're going to be able to do it this Friday. Kids get out of school early, so we're going to be doing the carnival games, color run, the water balloon fights, just having a lot of fun with the kids from 3 to 5. And then at 5:30 we will be watching the movie Despicable Me 4.
Okay.
And that's all at the big screen. We will also be providing popcorn and water for the movie. I know one of the games that we are having, you get like a flavor pack if you ring a bottle.
Yeah.
So you have a chance to change the flavor of your water to a different flavor.
Okay.
To eat to have with your popcorn.
Yeah. That is cool. I mean, Minions, I haven't seen the newest one. I think
it is wonderful.
Yeah, it's good.
I think you did a review on it.
Yeah.
Huh?
A couple of issues ago in the Winnebago News on Hakaway, Despicable Me 4 was one of the movie reviews we did.
Best one yet?
No, I wouldn't say that, but it's definitely in there. Yeah.
What do you think?
It's good. It's really good.
Oh yeah,
and there is a meaning behind the whole thing. And if you come down, you will see the meaning right behind we wrote it all up so that you know what is the meaning behind this movie.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to find out what the meaning behind this movie is, we have it all wrote up for you and ready when you come in to sign in.
It says here, anyone under 18 must be accompanied by a parent or caregiver.
Yes.
Okay. So just kind of a FYI to the parents. So they're probably listening. The kids are probably still trying to get their last, that might be kind of sleepy yet and stuff, but they're going to have to get back into the groove of getting up at 6, 7.
The day before.
Yeah. I remember my senior and junior year, I used to get up like at 6 and go lift weights. Crazy, man. That is crazy, isn't it? Some people, I tell you right now, I'm a night owl. I'm not a morning person.
I'm not a morning person either.
Yeah. But anyway, so we got to get the kids back into the routine. Drive-in movie, you got prizes, you got games. How much does it cost to get into this thing?
It's free.
Free 99.
Free 99. Yes. Dang, Despicable Me 4. I think I looked it up the other day on Prime. It's like $25 if you want to purchase it and stuff, but you can come down and see it for free.
That's right.
That is cool. So YC Icy. What else you guys got coming up?
On the 22nd, I will be doing Communicating with Canvas night again. That's if you're. We do encourage the kids to have their family with.
Okay.
I'm not babysitting. I'm trying to teach a different way of communicating to each other. Sometimes saying how we feel is not the easiest to do.
Sure.
And so if we can communicate a different way, I'm just encouraging families to come and communicate and have some fun.
You had a good turnout last time, but tell us about it. What if you never attended one of these events? What is it?
Okay, so first we have for about the first 15 to 30 minutes, we either have bars or soup or sandwiches, something to kind of snack on, and then we provide the canvas, the paints, the brushes, and I will teach you. It starts with information about mental health. Last month it was about anxiety, coping skills, what you can do, and our painting went along with that whole theme. And then this month I'm hopefully going to be doing more of a traditional type of painting.
Okay.
With horses.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and then I teach you step by step. We do have some people that come and they kind of want to paint their own thing, and that is perfectly fine too.
Okay.
If they want to learn how to do a specific painting, I will be showing how to do that.
How much does it cost to get in that thing?
That is free.
Oh, man.
From 5:30 to 7.
Okay, all right. And I got to tell you, painting is very therapeutic.
Very.
You kind of go off to, sometimes it just depends on the person.
Sure.
Sometimes you kind of have to get in the zone, but at times, you get influenced by other people and you kind of catch their vibes and it comes off in the painting. It's really cool.
And just socializing with those other people and having some laughs. You never can tell what's going to be said or done. But it's very therapeutic. That is something that I do even outside of work. That I find very therapeutic for myself. Is to anything that I'm using my hands with, just brings me a peace. Yeah. And helps me to think clearer.
Very nice.
So that's what I'm trying to encourage family members to come together. There's a lot of grandparents out there that are raising grandkids. Bring the kids, because it's hard to connect with what their music is and the video games. It's hard to connect with that.
Yes.
But
so the
you could
event
come
is
here and connect to each other.
Painting with canvas, or what did you call it again? Communicating with canvas. Yeah. Did you guys do a poster for that?
We did.
Okay, we'll have to find that one then, because it's not right on the top of your guys' page.
Yeah, your Facebook page. Just kind of update that. We'll share it. We'll help you out and share it. But that's coming up.
Yes.
And, maybe bring the instructor back, or Donna, if she has time, come back next week and we'll... Sometimes, we get so busy, and that's going to be coming up on the 22nd, right?
Right. So, and that's, if it's not posted, that's probably why she's been on vacation.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Wow, she's hard work and doing a lot of good things and stuff. So, but she will be back Friday?
Yes.
All right, cool. Anything else there?
I'm trying to think. I'm starting to come up with ideas for our haunted house that we do in October. So we got to start those proceedings right now.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. Last year was such an amazing amazing hits. So we're really trying to add more.
Yeah.
And listen to some feedback. So anybody's feedback that went last year, please let us know.
Yeah.
If there's something that you think that we should or should not be doing with it, so that we can try to make it the best that we can.
Cool.
Had a lot of fun last year.
Are you a Halloween person?
I am. I'm not the creepy scary.
Okay.
I can't watch scary movies. I just can't do it. But I love dressing up and just having fun.
The costume part of it.
Yeah.
No, very good.
Just sometimes you just have to be, get out of your normal and have some fun.
Yeah, Halloween is always, it's some people's favorites, and I really understand why, and that's going to be a question of the issue that we have in the future, like what is your favorite holiday? Because we're approaching that time period where there's, holiday, and that kind of stuff. And even though they're all throughout the year, maybe somebody say, yeah, I really love Valentine's Day. Yeah, right. But at the same time, Halloween is usually one of the favorites, as well as, of course, the Christmas, Thanksgiving,
I personally love Labor Day weekend because I try to get all my family to come to my house, and I make a big obstacle course and try to make something real memorable.
Yes, and then unfortunately it's the unofficial end of summer, even though it's usually, after that, the weather always turns around and we get those 98-degree days and sometime in September, and it's always strange. But
I always remember being at the dorm. And it would hey, back in those days, Neihart Hall didn't have air conditioning. No, not at all. But there would be days it would just be like, woo, man, you gotta. Yeah, it's crazy and stuff. So I don't miss those days and stuff, but nonetheless, So appreciate you. I think the weather's going to be turning out pretty good this Friday for the drive-in movie. So we'll see you down there. Share it. It's free to come down. Just bring the young ones and a lot of good things.
Bring chairs or blankets to sit on.
Yes. So drive-in movie. We haven't had one in a while, so I'm looking forward to it, guys. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, so are we ready for the announcement of how many people tuned in? Hardcore numbers that we received from the producer, Miss Bethany Redhorn. She produced it. she did the live stream. But okay. So, I think in years past, we had internet issues. So there's a couple things I want to send a shout out as we gather the next guest. Come on up here. But there was a couple issues in the years past that we had with the internet. Shout out to the IT crew from the Winnebago tribe of Nebraska, because I don't want to miss any names or anything like that. I'm just going to do a shout out to the whole IT crew down there and give them a thank you when you see them, because we were able to stream both on YouTube and Facebook.
Yes.
In years past, I think last year, we had audio issues, and then we also had Facebook issues. Because of the stream couldn't really go out, you know what I mean?
Right.
You need to upload. There's I get 100 gigabytes download and stuff, but we need to go up because we need to send the stream out to the people.
Yes.
So last year we averaged probably about a good 10,000 and stuff. Yeah. This year for the live stream, it was 50,567. That is cool.
No way.
Yeah, man. So that was nuts. We broke the record.
Yeah.
Shattered.
Oh, geez. 50,000.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody that tuned in for the 158th homecoming celebration. And we're still learning. You know what I mean? I think it's our third year kind of really trying to really produce that thing. And we learned a lot this year. And that internet connection with the IT department, man, just hats off to them.
Absolutely.
Pat on the back.
50,000, north of 50,000. Oh, gosh.
And what's the population of Winnebago?
Not 50,000.
Could you imagine? You know what I mean? So just kind of, that was very good. All right. We'd like to welcome in our next guest. And go ahead and give us your introduction.
I'm Maisol Carnes. I'm with the Ho Chunk Renaissance. I'm the Community Outreach Coordinator.
All right, Maisol. So you guys got a lot of things coming up here, and go ahead and we'll just turn it on over to you. What you guys got coming up?
Right now we have the Wabo Kitty contest that's going on until 1 p.m. So we have, I think it was 5 or 6 I don't know, wobble kitties to be judged.
Oh.
So if you want to taste, just come on up, and it just costs $1.
Oh, yeah?
And then those proceeds will go to second and third place.
Yeah, we have the Facebook page on the live screen there, and so somebody went live with looks like their phone, so Tunny's
Yes.
on there, and then some other people are in the background. Looks like they have it all set up on some tables, and so yeah, Wobble Kitty.
Yeah, I love
Wobble
it.
kitty, it's not wobble.
I love it. I love it.
Well, I always make, people get mad at me, especially I know Renaissance, because they want it pronounced correctly, but I always went the other direction, and like it was always Wobble Kitty. Like, what are you talking about? And wobble, kitty, like
Wobble.
wobble with the LE. I mean, it's not even there. So anyway, but yeah, so Wobble Kitty. Yeah. So.
and if you never tried it, let people know what it is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm the wrong person to ask because I never really remember trying it.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
It's
Yeah.
essentially a cornmeal, cornbread type dish, and so
With
of course,
bacon in
yes,
it.
and many different things. I've
Yeah.
seen it made with jalapeno. I've seen it made, just straight up traditional, nothing else in it. To that point, also with bacon, onions, other things, and so it's really up to the chef that's cooking it. And my personal opinion is that nothing compares to when it is absolutely hot and just absolutely drenched in butter and that type of thing. But that's my personal flavor. And
Yeah.
people like it the way they like
Straight
it.
out of the oven.
Yes.
Get it while it's hot.
Yes, absolutely. People
smell good.
like it the way that they like it. Yes.
So it's going on now? All right.
Yeah, it's going on right now up at Ho Chunk Renaissance. Emily Smith and Summer. I'm going blank on Summer's last name, but they're up there coordinating it.
Cool. Awesome.
Yes.
And you have about 4 of them, you said?
No, we have like 5 or 6.
Oh, there you go. There
Yeah.
you go, Winnebago
That
community.
variety,
That's what
yep.
I'm talking about. Yeah.
So we might have a couple more because we did say it started at 11, so I'm not sure. One of them, she seemed like she had a hard time getting up, so hopefully she'll bring it up too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it, man.
Yeah,
Because
so-
it's a talent. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah,
It's a
cooking.
talent.
Yeah.
Everyone's
for sure.
cooking is
Culinary arts.
Yes.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, I kept trying to ask about it, like, what is it? What is
Yeah.
it? So she described it as like bread and then also kind of like a creamy type
Okay.
ordeal. So I'm interested.
So your life's going to change today,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's gonna change.
That is awesome.
Yeah, definitely a good thing there. So the cook-off contest is currently held right now as we speak at the Ho Chunk Renaissance office. If you're not familiar with that, go up towards St. Augustine's, turn right, and they are the last building on the left. Because as you know, the tribal council is currently inside the former Eagle Dormitory, which was the old Monsignor's house. It looks like a house. However, Renaissance is in the building across the parking lot from that, the last building on the left. So come up here with your dollars, because you pay $1 to be one of the taste testing judges, and you get to vote for the winner. And it is happening right now as we speak, going on until, what did they say?
2 p.m.
Yep.
2 p.m.
Or until it's gone. Some people may is like, oh, I gotta have some more of that. And so you gotta get there early, because when it's gone, it's gone. And it does take some time to prepare as well. It's not
Yeah.
something that you
Yeah.
just throw together like Jello and Cool Whip or something. It's,
Or something in the box.
yes, it's definitely not from a box.
Yeah.
Maybe some local
Homemade.
some local fields were raided in the process, but shh, we don't talk about that.
So, do you cook?
Huh?
Do you cook?
Yeah.
Do you just okay? So here's one of the things that I was taught is like you have to have good thoughts, and it translates into that food and stuff. Are you a believer in that?
Yes, I am. I sometimes just make soup and whatever I make, and if I'm in a good feeling, then it tastes great.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if it's just something I'm like, okay, I'll get it done, and it doesn't. It's okay.
It's interesting, huh? That is interesting because I think it's very true. I mean, it's my personal opinion, but at the same time, how about you, Brian? Do you?
Well, I agree with you, but it's pretty hard to ruin a tombstone. So. And so that's my type of cooking. People are probably like, I don't have it. Some people is like, wow, that tastes good. And I was like, you get more flavor off of the bottom of your shoe from me So it's like, I'm not the cook.
Is that why like
Just
some of those
hire someone.
Yes.
fast food restaurants taste like cardboard? No, I'm just playing. I'm not gonna name any names and stuff, but
Oh my gosh.
you
that's
guys
good.
got the harvest celebration coming up September 27th, 2024. You got to save the date up there right now. Let's talk about it.
So it's the 27th of September, which is a Friday. Right now, we don't have a lot of details, but I do know that the princess that's leaving, she's going to have a contest, an Iron Girls contest, ranging from 14 to 18.
Wow.
And she didn't want it to be too intense for them, so there will be breaks. But I do encourage all the 14 to 18-year-olds to
Yeah.
get in on it.
The harvest celebration is always a good time, and I know in years past, weather permitting, they did even hold them at the Power Grounds. So
Right.
hopefully that's something that can be a part of this year, because you never know when it's going to rain or if the weather's not great, because as we approach the end of September, it's really a mixed bag. Some days it's hot as heck, and the other days it's like it can even snow, but
Yeah.
who knows? But we'll have to see.
I'm going to put you on the spot,
interesting.
Maisel. I apologize. I thank you for coming over here, but
Okay.
I'm learning the language, and if I need to kind of learn some more language and stuff, you guys offer community classes and stuff, but can you tell us a word of the day from Ho Chunk Renaissance? Like I said, I'm putting you on the spot, so you might want to think about that. But they do have, while you're thinking about that, they do have on their Facebook page, I do have it up on the screen here, but it says formal family terms, and it teaches you how to say mother's, or it says father, sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather. And I know, like, when you look at it, like, for example, how do you say today's contest?
Wobble Kitty.
Wobble Kitty, it looks like Wobo to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. But there's dialects and everything. So I'm trying to learn as we go along. If you could teach me a word of the day, I'm gonna try to use that, incorporate it for the rest of the show.
A word of the day.
Yeah. in this is season 3. So if we did this every episode, we would probably be up to 150 words by now. But nonetheless, do you have a word of the day?
Okay.
That maybe one that you learned and stuff. Because are you fluent, or are you still learning too?
I'm still learning
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So, like, what I'm on is introductions.
Okay, that perfect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maiso Erika Heini Gadige. Heini Gadige.
yeah. Heini got
Which
you.
I am Maiso Earth.
Oh,
so.
cool. I like it. Yeah. So, and I know that Emily works over there, and then you guys have your teachers and everybody that come. So if you have an opportunity, maybe kind of pass that back to the Ho Chunk Renaissance, and if we could see if we can come over. And I know that, my young daughter, she's learning words, and sometimes we kind of joke about it and kind of laugh about it and stuff like this at the same time, and I don't want to embarrass her or anything like that, but she's learning some of the words, and it's cute when she says it and stuff. I probably won't be cute, but I mean, if you guys need to laugh at me, that's okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Because
always okay.
it's always okay to kind of make sure that we enforce that and stuff. And I think it is really cool because this year the Power Princesses, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, that
they
is
did a good
awesome.
job.
They did an introduction in their language, and that is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, that is that's probably like one of my highlights, is just to hear them say their language and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. So keep up the good work. We appreciate you. How do you say it? I am Maiso Earth.
Maiso Erika Heini Gadige.
Okay.
Heini Gadige.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah.
I'm getting it. The R's is what throwing me off. So
I know.
you gotta kind of roll, and then some of them it's not like rolling. It's also like from the back of your throat kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's
Very
confusing.
nice. Yeah. Because Olympics were in Paris,
Yeah.
and when I was in college, I took French.
Okay.
And I totally butchered it. You know what I mean? Because you got that kind of that pew, Francois, kind of like the nasal kind of thing.
Yes.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
So I always kind of took
Kinda
the interest
cute.
in that and stuff. But
I always like the definition from 10 Things I Hate About You. Remember, said she was looking for a French tutor and said, when do we start with the hacking and gagging and spitting? So, and it's true, it's like the French and whatever. And also even remember the guy on The Matrix, what was his name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about the guy that sits here with the martini or something.
I love the French language. It's like wiping your beep with silk.
Yeah.
The Merovingian, that's what's his name.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
I have too many movie references float in my head freely. So sorry.
Yeah, for sure. Myself, appreciate you coming on over. Thank you for teaching us the word today.
I have one more thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
sure.
let's do it.
Okay, Ho Chunk softball is September 15th. We don't have that out only because we're trying to get it where we can have them enroll online.
Okay.
So, but that's coming. It's September 15th. We're in the works of getting the, study packets out for whoever wants to enroll. But if you are interested and you can't wait, you can email me. I have my email, mysoearth.carnes@winnebagotribe.com.
A lot of good stuff with the Renaissance program, because earlier in the summer, Blue forwarded some of the work that they had done. They put together these small I don't know what you'd call them, basically posters that we put into individual issues of the Winnebago News, and that has been happening all summer long to exactly like how she was saying. They broke down individual phrases, they broke down introductions, I think they even talked about hygiene and that type of thing.
Yeah.
And so throughout all of the issues this past summer, Renaissance has been contributing to that small little corner, and then there's stuff in there that, you learn how to speak certain phrases and language, and all different, and it's across the board. It's not just one type of thing. And then the other thing, as you saw when you're scrolling through the photos, quite recently you guys also had the necklace making class out at the Ho Chunk building, and my granddaughters attended that, and both of them wore what they made at the powwow, and they loved it, absolutely loved it. They really had a good time. So shout out to everybody that had a hand in making that happen, because they liked it. They really did.
I got some pictures up from 2022, but when you say Ho Chunk softball, people's ears kind of pop up because of the softball. But kind of maybe just run through real quick what it is.
Okay, I gotta play it so now I know. But they have a die. It's usually a big die, like big as the computer, and then they just throw it, and when it says baseball, whatever you can get a single, double, triple, or home run. But the higher you get, the more complicated the language will be.
Oh, okay.
So single, double is words.
Yeah.
Triple, and then home runs will be more of sentences.
Okay.
So either you'll get a sentence you have to translate, or you have to understand what they're saying in Ho Chunk.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's fun. And then they'll have study guides, so they'll kind of learn what they need to know. So it's worth it. It'll be on a Sunday. Won't be on Husker Day. Husker football.
Smart. Yes.
For sure.
Because if you compete against
but it'll be in the
that,
morning, so hopefully people will.
Are you a Husker fan?
No.
Smart.
Okay, we're done. You said
smart.
Because at that point, it's
I'm
like
like,
tired
gotta
of being
respect it.
disappointed, and I know I'm going to get shot. And
I know.
whatever. It's like,
I've been trying to tell the big voicers and stuff on my shows for the big hour. I'm like, hey, this is the year, guys. This is the year. But I think we're going to be waiting a couple more years.
Yes, so the language baseball tournament or event will be coming up when?
September 15th.
Yep. So a little bit of ways away, and you guys will see, obviously, they'll put out posters and advertisements for that, so you can definitely get involved with that, because we had an image up on the screen that was not the date, that was from 2022, guys. So if you saw that, remember, this is 24, so look for that as it's coming around.
And it's on a Sunday.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. A lot of things happening over at Ho Chunk Renaissance.
Yes.
I like how you said, what was the building across the street? Monsignor. I just love that word.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Monsignor.
Yes.
That is cool, man.
Yeah, back in the day.
If I had a band, I would call it Monsignor.
Monsignor. Yeah, to that point. I think it's had other names now, but right now I think it says Eagle Dormitory, because it used to be run partly by Little Priest Tribal College.
Yep.
And so, and then of course everyone, when we first put that out, it was crazy because Facebook went wild, literally, and they were talking about the haunted nature of the building. building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, and go back if you want to scroll back, because we didn't take anything down when the council was first moving, when the Blackhawk Community Center, it is currently still being renovated. That is a year-long project, but that was the biggest thing they were talking about. Not that the council moved or nothing. It was like, that building's haunted.
It is kind of creepy and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it does have that vibe or whatever. So
Interesting. Myso, anything else?
Nope, that is it.
All right, today, right now, if
Right
you
now.
take your phone and then head on over to the Ho Chunk Renaissance, stay tuned into Winnebago Talks, see if you win that VIP package. And
Yeah.
then also we have the Ho Chunk baseball. And what was the third thing that we talked about?
Harvest celebration.
Yeah.
Yes,
Celebration.
it's coming up. Save the date on that. It's a Friday.
getting close.
Yes, that's a Friday. The baseball's on a Sunday.
Yep.
And Wobble Kitties right now.
Happening now.
They
as
didn't
we
have
speak.
green corn at the Winnebago Powwow this year because they're saving it for the harvest celebration.
Yeah.
I like how that's really kind of incorporating, and you know, me and my brother Blue, we went and kind of interviewed some of the elders about the green corn, and it's a very important dance nonetheless.
Yeah.
But how it's a social dance. Now you think back, because we seen that poster from 1920.
21. Yes.
And they had like horse races, they
Sure.
had foot races, they had what else was on there?
Whatever a free-for-all is.
Oh, yeah.
That was in there. Yeah, 1921. The Indians were getting buck wild and whatever because they had a free-for-all.
It even said 49 Saturday
and
night.
yes, the scheduled 49s were there, as well as then the war dances. They called them that. And so I have, based on what Ruby was telling us, that must have been more of the woodland style, because she said that used to be called war dance. So I'm just kind of extrapolating that, but so many other things. So
Yeah.
and I loved it. 1921, over 100 years ago, and the power grounds were 2.5 miles north, because this highway, which we call 7775, was at that time the George Washington Highway. And so we got, where is that? And then I did the research, Nebraska Department of Roads, in a very obscure Omaha World Herald article. They ran a road condition, and they said George Washington Highway from Blair to South Sioux City is pretty good, or something like that. And that's how we found it.
Wow. And back to those days, they didn't have cell phones, they didn't have
Oh, no.
TVs.
The road wasn't
distractions.
even paved; it was dirt. So
Yeah. So the green corn was a very social dance for the people, and I'm still glad that I would like to learn more songs, you know, myself of the green corn, because they talked about, you know, the blowing of the wind in a song. They even talk about the grasshopper in a song.
Yeah.
And that's pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to it.
Lot of
Okay.
good
Good time.
stuff there.
Yep.
All right.
She's like, I want to get to
Thank
that
you.
wobble kitty.
Yeah.
Wobble
Okay.
kitty, excuse me. So,
I couldn't hear out of that.
all right.
Sorry.
I don't like
Maybe it
it.
wasn't plugged in, but nonetheless. All right. So I think we are unveiling at noon. So
Okay.
we'll cut this stream short here. Winnebago Talks. We have that contest happening at Ho
Yes.
Chunk Renaissance. Just $1. Head on over there. Man, what else do we have for the rest of the week? We got Friday. We have that drive-in movie.
Yep, and so many other things that are happening. The Winnebago Tribal Council was hosting, I believe, a swearing in for either the chief judge or one of the judges was happening, and that may already be concluded. And then Little Priest Tribal College is doing their signage unveiling. That's happening as well this afternoon. And then, of course, I mean, a lot of stuff happening to hit today, so it's a really good day. And then the weather outside is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful, nice and cool. It has that back-to-school vibe to it. It really does. And so we're really gearing up for that. So like what I was saying, in the coming issue of the Winnebago Indian News, we're going to be featuring a back-to-school kind of vibration from it. We did an interview with Superintendent Kamau Turner, and then as well as interviews and photographs from the individual fall sports coaches, and they kind of talked about what they're anticipating coming up for the fall sports. Now, some people are on, well, how come we're talking about fall sports? So that is football, volleyball, cross country, and girls golf right now. That's what I believe the public school currently entertains and offers. So as the seasons roll along, we'll then continue when they are up on deck.
Awesome. Man, I just love, because I love it because of the football. You know what I mean? Who do you got for football this year? Who do you got? I know you're a Chief Kingdom kind of guy.
Yes, Chiefs Kingdom all the way. They did lose their preseason opener, but none of the stars played. And they, for that matter, they lost last year as well in the preseason. So.
I think they're just trying to get the second string, third string kind of order.
Getting the crowd fired up because that was in Kansas City, I believe. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, and then so now the season start. I'm not sure when. I asked Sharon that when does the actual season start, and I think we're still a few weeks away from that.
Yeah. I want to say it's September, maybe somewhere around
there. Yeah, because I think the second day of preseason was at Dallas and Baltimore. I don't know. Two of the other teams played the following day, and then they were in Rio, weren't they? I think Rio de Janeiro, because they were not in America. Because last year the Chiefs played in Germany, I think it was.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. So, and then London, I think, was another one too.
Yeah, so they were kind of spreading American football around, and I think I remember seeing a small little blurb about it during one of the days of the Olympic coverage. There is serious consideration to adding American football to one of the Olympic events. So whether or not they made that decision, I'm unclear on, but see that I know it's a growing thing around the world. So.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. Well, it's about that time. We got 10 minutes, so let's talk about it here. Fort Randall Casino this weekend is having the King and Queen of the Hill. And one of the things that I made mention is that I used to love watching, I still do, love watch boxing.
Okay.
Anybody that gets in the ring, man, hats off to you. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of training, discipline, everything that is in that and stuff. But it's going to be August 16th and 17th up there at Fort Randall. It's a ways away, about 2.5 hours?
Yeah, a little north of Sioux Falls, Flange, South Dakota. So.
They have 4 minis.
Oh, no, excuse me, Fort Randall. I was thinking of Flange, sorry.
Yeah, you kind of head west a little bit. Yep. And it's a good trip. They have powwows up there and everything, too. So I like going up there, and Fort Randall Casino has been there for many generations and whatnot. But what we did is we posed a question on our social media, and let me try to bring that up here real quick. But have you ever been to Fort Randall?
Yeah, but not in recent years. When my daughter was dancing, she was actually crowned the Santee Powwow Princess, and it was kind of strange because they asked her to dance for it, and we were like, she's not Santee. They're saying, yeah, but they didn't have any girls and they wanted the crown to go around. So they crowned her. So we kind of seen it as a responsibility to represent the Santee Nation. And so we hit as many of the Lakota powwows that year as we could. And Fort Randall was definitely one of them. They had a good celebration. They really did.
Yep. It's always a good time. They have a beautiful firework display too.
Yeah, I've heard that. And so I don't think they did it that year because right at the end it started to rain or something, so it kind of put a damper on it. But every other year I've seen video and stuff. So
okay, so the Big Voice Radio will be giving away one VIP package valued at $400. I think it's you get an upfront table, and 10 tickets. So the person that you see that wins it, you might want to hit them up to see if you can get one of those tickets.
Yeah, you and your friends. I mean, because it's a large table. Because the lady that you and DJ Bethani were talking to last time, when you guys did the first round of the giveaway, and then she announced this as an add-on because she said she wanted kind of a Winnebago specific type prize.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name. Sorry about that, because I was watching.
It was Bethany.
It was. Her name was also Beth. Yeah. So when she announced this, I was like, hey, that's a pretty cool thing. And so, it's a VIP table.
Right.
So you'll be able to sit there with you and your crew, your friends, your family, whoever, I don't know. Is it age restricted?
I think so. Yeah. You got to be a certain age and stuff because
so leave your kids at home now.
It's a good time. I had the opportunity back in the days. It was Don French. He used to go up there and be the ring announcer for it. He couldn't make it one year because he had to go, and I think he was part of a ministry or something like that.
Okay,
and he asked me to sub in, and I was like, I'll try it and everything because he knew I was doing some powwow emceeing.
Sure.
Went up there, it was phenomenal. There was a lot of people from Winnebago,
real live crowd,
Sioux City area, and then up there You know what I mean? That they're the Yanktons, and there's also some people from Santee and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was a good time.
Was it a rematch in the parking lot?
Well, I mean, one time I did see that where, yeah, they were like, if you guys are acting tough out in the crowd, get up here. You know what I mean? And then one guy was like trying to take off his shirt and stuff, and I was like, oh, jeez, you know what I mean?
Then him and his lady got into it. Not.
Okay.
So you asked the question out there, and I think I'm reading that you guys gave your answers.
We did, yeah. Who is your favorite boxer of all time?
Do you want to go into that or not yet?
So yeah, we can. We got 5 minutes here,
Okay.
so then we'll get off the air. But we'll start with DJ Guaranteed. My favorite boxer of all time is Arturo Gatti. Rest in peace. Yes, since passed on. But if you go back and look on YouTube, the greatest matches of all time, him and Mickey Ward, this Irishman from I think New York area, they went at it, and that is a boxing match. I mean, I think they did a documentary about Mickey Ward, and he said I don't remember that certain round, but he hit me with a punch that should have knocked 100% or 99% of the people out, but that punch knocked me straight. And he came back like he was out. He was unconscious, still standing up, and then he got hit like it almost like knocked him back into gear or something.
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Who would you say your favorite?
There's a lot of, I'm not the biggest boxing fan, so I want to make that real clear. But in my time period with that, of course, you go into the heavyweights, people are going to talk about, Tyson, even Ali, who he bit his ear, what was his name?
Yeah, Evander Holyfield, the real deal.
But I gotta say, the one that always stuck in my mind, because it just seemed to be like this really live, this really hype type of environment whenever he was around, was Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh yeah.
So every time that I saw those fights and stuff like that, and again, I wasn't the biggest fan in the world, but when I was able to watch them, it just had this feel, it had this vibe, and the crowd became so like happy and like almost even rabid to wanting to see it and stuff like that. So I know somebody's probably saying De La Hoya, but it was like, and his career lasted a really long time, for a boxer and whatever. And so I don't know what his record was. I'm not the super fan, but I'd have to say De La Hoya.
That is cool. Yeah, he was great. I mean, I remember him coming up, and he had those mega fights, kind of like now that they have mega fights and stuff, and it was almost like Floyd Mayweather's come up after they very cool.
And I like, a lot of people were saying, Manny Pacquiao and stuff like that, because I seen his as well. And the thing I have to say about Pacquiao that where I agree with it is he actually wanted to fight. Gosh, who's that guy now? Because it was like he just danced around the ring, and it's like, this is so boring. It's like, come on. There should be some kind of rule where they add, it's like you have to have some like contact within 10 to 12 seconds or something. It's like you can't just stand there and go dance for one round, because I remember seeing that, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, in a pay-per-view which was really poorly paid, if that's the way to say it, and it was like, no wonder why. It's like it was a boring fight. It's like, how on earth do you turn a boxing match into something? Turn the channel.
Okay, so we got 3 minutes here. So people commented Muhammad Ali is like, if he was to get the best boxer out there, Larry Holmes was pretty good. Carol Cleveland, that's dang, what the heck is that?
Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yes. He's also a TV personality.
Rocky Marciano.
I actually really watched the fights and stuff, you know what I mean? But
hey, De La Hoya got one vote.
And then we also have Terrence Crawford. Javante is the new. He's kind of the king on the block right now. Javante, Terrence Crawford. There's a couple other ones and stuff. Heavyweight has really kind of, ever since Mike Tyson, hasn't really came back. It's huge over in like Saudi Arabia and Europe, but over here, it seems like Manny Pacquiao just took it by storm for many years, and then it's been the mega fight since.
Well, I also remember, what was his name? I don't know if I have his first name right, but Vladimir Klitschko. That guy, because the biggest thing I remember wasn't just his fighting career, but he was like, of course, heavyweight, and I remember him being quite tall. I want to say he was like 6'7" or something like that. And then he ended up having this relationship with Hayden Panettiere, and she's like 5'2". So it was like,
kids
yeah.
and stuff are like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, like talk about, massive and tiny and that kind of whatever. But yeah, I remember he had a pretty decent career too.
His
And
fights
so-
were boring though.
Were they?
He would just stick out his, his jab out there, and nobody could touch him because he was so.
too tall.
Yeah, and he
Yep.
held it down for. Then I heard these guys are doctors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was true. Yeah.
like, wow.
Because he had a brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost like a twin brother and
Klitschko,
stuff.
yeah.
And the doctor, they called him the doctor or whatever. Then they went in and they're fighting now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like if you see them, they because of the Russian and the whole invasion over there and
Yeah.
stuff. It's just like, geez,
Oh,
these
geez.
guys are.
Yep.
crazy.
So Klitschko, of course, De La Hoya, Sugar Ray Leonard. That was a little bit before, because he was kind of like early to mid 80s, somewhere in that range. Of course, everybody knew who Muhammad Ali was, but he was long retired by the time, I was able to pay attention. Then, of course, George Foreman. And then he
Yeah.
kind of had that comeback
Yeah,
when
yep.
he, got back into the ring, I think with Holyfield, was it?
Yep.
Yep.
George Foreman, and then
Or was it Tyson?
no, I don't think they ever fought, but I know that George was at the end of the career and
Yeah.
he stunned that guy.
Yeah.
And ended up winning. I remember watching that one live.
So a lot of boxers
Okay.
throughout the year.
Here we go.
And we're at
There
the
it
point.
is, the wheel of names.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a shuffle. How many times do you want to shuffle here?
The magic 3 is a magic number.
Okay. So let me try to get this over here. There's 1, 2, 3. All right.
Okay. Is it on the screen?
It is on the screen. Let me know if. You can't see it over
No,
there,
I
huh?
can't, no.
Brian. Okay. So Brian can't see it, but I can see it. This is
Okay.
kind of cool. This is exciting. I'm just going to do a couple more shuffles
No,
here.
go
Just
ahead
kind
and
of
do
a FYI, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100.9. All right. Now it says click here to spin.
Okay.
Okay, so we're off and spinning, Brian, and it's getting down to it. So the winner of the VIP is Cisco Kid.
Hey,
You're
all
heading to the
right.
king and queen of the hill.
Yes.
Dang, that is cool, man. I'm gonna have to hit this guy up.
Yeah, so he has now a VIP table, so get a hold of him.
Yeah, for real, for real. All right, so Cisco, message us. We'll get you all taken care of,
Yeah.
and we'll send that name up there. But
Yes.
that is awesome.
Yeah,
he's
and
a
much
big boxing
thanks.
fan, too.
Forgive me for saying Flange. It is Fort Randall. I don't know why I just had this mental issue. It is not Flange. It's Fort Randall. So definitely head to their property and get there early. I think they still have their buffet, and I know they have a restaurant.
Yep.
And then definitely check out the casino. I do know they have a hotel, and make it a night.
For sure. Well, on behalf of Winnebago Talks, the communications department, we appreciate everybody tuning in. We want to thank Fort Randall Casino for that
Yes.
couple of giveaways that they
Yep.
gave us. And good luck to all the boxers and everybody out there that's going to be taking place. Train hard and fight hard and put on a good show. And I think everybody that's going to be cheering you on and encouraging those people that get on there. Like I said, anybody that gets in past those ropes, man, I have a lot of
Yeah.
respect for you. So the ladies and the fellas, good luck up there, and make us proud. We'll see what happens, and we'll give a report when we come back. So you folks have a good rest of your day. We're off to Little Priest Tribal College for their unveiling of their brand new sign. You guys have a good day.
All right.
The Big Voice. KWTN 100.9 FM. Allen, Nebraska. The official radio station of the Winnebago